have to change that after again. Okay. It looks like it's almost there.
It says it's live on my end.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How are you guys doing? Okay, so we'll give people a chance to get in here. Okay, so comments are not supported on private videos.
Private. Oh no, there it says watch live now. There it is. I got turned down.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, there it is. Okay. All right. So, let's just chat about how we're doing. How are you doing with all these crazy energies, Amelia?
Riding the waves. It's been big. I kind of like to watch how the kids act too in the world because they're good little tellers of what's going on with energies. So I'm there's a lot of just aloof energy, a lot of fatigue, but also buzzy energy depending on how it's presenting. Um, I was integrating a lot yesterday, so I was more on that buzzy front, and so today feels a little more steady, but I just don't want to do much today. That's not a possibility, but um that's where I'm at the moment. So
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was intense. There was a lot going on. I know I had a soul child actually that I needed to have a conversation with, which was really interesting. And I could feel that there was that energy. The fairies were all freaked out. There was all this like drama going around me that I couldn't see, but I could feel it, and that was kind of intense. And I was extremely tired. So that was like it was hard for me to keep up with it.
mhm.
But then today I feel better, and but I don't know, like last night in the astral plane, I feel like a lot of negative stuff was being kind of cleansed again. So we were dealing with another layer.
Good.
So that was interesting. But it was a very interesting weekend. It was a beautiful weekend with friends. But as far as like the energies, they were big.
Hmm.
And it felt like the energy started on Saturday and really hit on Monday.
Hmm.
Um, Pretty hard.
We had that X
So,
layer, lots of X layers coming through.
yes, yeah. So it was a big push, I would say. And it's interesting because so many more things are now coming out. So
Yes. And everything just,
there
yeah.
was a big,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, just a big push for things to come out publicly. And I think, keep an eye on your social media because that's really happening. And honestly, it's going to happen whether you look or not. And it doesn't matter if you don't want to. But when I go and get my social media information, I see a lot of it. And then I repost what I think is important. But there might be some posts about some of the things that are being exposed, which are kind of fun
It
because
is
it's like, yay,
fun.
it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's happening. I'm ready for it to all happen, but it'll come.
Yeah. Oh, so Hope, we both got that there was fox energy because her dog had passed, and the next day a fox crossed in front of her car.
Oh, that's awesome.
So fun. Yeah. So, do people who have psychic problems for years get healthy and young again? Oh, maybe physical is what they mean.
I'm not sure.
Um, is that possible? Yes. Yeah, it's totally possible.
Hmm.
You want to deal with your emotional stuff first.
Yep.
Yep.
Anything's possible.
Hmm. So Monica wants to know why she doesn't get along with her birth family. I think you weren't really meant to. It's what comes in.
Chose that,
They were
right?
there to kind of teach you, you know, to teach you and not necessarily be there as a happy family. And a lot of us came into those kind of families
Yep.
because there wasn't that many people available that could be the real parent that a starseed person really needs or an old soul person really needs, depending on your age,
Yeah.
you know. The kids nowadays, they're lucky because there's so many more old souls on the planet that can actually be their parent. You know, like Amelia is an old soul and she's got old soul kids.
Hmm.
And, you know, so she was a soft place for them to land. Yeah.
Yeah. Very true. That's
Oh, yeah. So Des Control wakes up every 30 minutes or 90 minutes at
um
night
it's a sleep cycle,
and
but
wants to sleep. Yeah. Um, I think magnesium of many different kinds would be
Mhm.
good. And
Mhm.
I would take it orally and on your skin, put it on your
Mhm.
skin. And I would get into a routine where you wake up and sun gaze. So you can kind of really get your circadian rhythm in order. And
Mhm.
we're not doctors here, but I mean, that's what I would do as me.
Yeah, move the body, just ask for it to rest to calm the nervous system before bed on top of, the other things because they're all going to work together to help. And maybe I was even getting the
Mhm.
Silent Night patch too from LifeWave, maybe would be helpful.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, Stacy's sister is having a lot of health problems. She's like, she's she's purging. A lot of her parallels are getting dealt with. Like, there's just a lot of emotional stuff that's happening. So, whatever you can do to support her body system would be important right now, but it doesn't feel permanent to me.
Mm-mm.
And she needs to know that too and to start releasing it faster.
Allow for it to go. Let it go. Just let it
Yeah.
go. Yeah, all the old stuff.
Yep. Okay. So look for Alice wants to know she's craving smoking and she doesn't smoke. So what is going on? Is it a walk-in? No, it's not a walk-in.
Mm.
It has to do with, so there is a big thing going on with addiction and smoking in the astral plane right now. And there is a release of that. So you're feeling that release. And what happens is the oldest souls have to release things first. So the oldest souls are in the process of releasing the idea of wanting to smoke, and you're picking up on it. Yeah.
That's
It is
interesting.
a big conversation, yeah, that I've been having for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. Like, what can we do about smoking?
Mm.
And I don't smoke, and my husband doesn't smoke, but there is a thing here that on earth that is enticing with it. So I'm like, why? Why is it enticing? You know?
Hmm. It's been altered to
Yeah.
be more addictive too.
Yes. So Terry says, my husband has many health issues right now. He's doing a lot of moaning and talking and whimpering. Any thoughts? So men don't handle pain as well, illness as well as women. And I think that's just part of, women go through childbirth, they have things happen. We're more tolerant,
Hmm.
almost too tolerant sometimes. Like we'll be sick for weeks and tolerate it and just continue to do our normal routine.
Yep.
Whereas if a man is sick, a lot of times they'll be like, "Oh, I'm dying. I don't know what to do." Like it's very dramatic. So for him, he's not releasing like he should be, just like
Mhm.
the last person. So um yeah, that's important. So immunotherapy, some BB's bringing that up. I did not see that question before.
I did.
Um,
I'm just kidding. It's probably not for the highest good at this time.
yeah,
Her feels like highest good.
yeah, and it feels like it's stirring things up that probably could be detoxed a different way.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So somebody has a rash. There's a lot of weird skin things going on.
Hmm. Hmm.
I feel like the candida, the yeast in the body is being stirred up right now, and maybe that's through all the changes that we're going through. But I would look into that. Maybe we just did a detox video, which I'll put up on Rumble soon, probably over the next couple days. Keep an eye out for that.
Hmm.
Um,
And skin is
yep.
often liver, so your liver is probably also working a little hard to just flush things out right now, and that's okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So Deborah is taking magnesium citrate as well as a spray. There's a natural magnesium that you can buy that comes from sea vegetables. I would probably do something like that. I don't know about the citrate except for it would give me heartburn when I would do it. I
It,
couldn't do the citrate. Yeah.
I did well with it when I needed it, but it also can help move the bowels a little too fast if you take too much. So the magnesium
Yeah.
spray feels good. Um, yeah, magnesium glycinate is a really good form of magnesium as well.
Yeah. Um, the energy is intense. I would just kind of float right now. Do your routine that you're doing. Try and work on yourself a bit, but don't make any massive plans when these huge energy surges are happening because it's too hard and it causes extra stress. So just kind of navigating through it without huge expectations on yourself.
Yes.
That's important. Yeah. I do think the humanitarian projects are coming very soon, Ellie. Yes. They feel very good, and I don't feel the need to reach out to any certain team for that at all. I think those accounts are already created, will be notified that they're created. They know that we've purchased certain things to, create a project. So the main thing is just to start writing down the specifics of your project and start thinking about what you want to do, really getting it like, I don't know, set up in your own mind. But when you write it down, you're actually bringing it in. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Where your intention
Yeah, a lot of
goes.
weird dreams.
Oh, sorry. Jumped on a.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
I'm just mumbling as I read.
your energy goes where intention flows or something like that, or vice versa. I always get it mixed up, but the more we focus on it, the more it's going to come into our
Hmm.
existence.
Yes. Yeah, and you can ask questions. Definitely ask questions. We don't guarantee that we're going to answer them all because they go kind of fast and it's hard. But, definitely ask questions,
Yeah.
Kimmy. Um, how can you help your dad? So Justine is asking how to help him. He really needs like grounding energy. Feel like it looks like he's going to go into surgery again. I feel like he will be okay, but it's hard on him.
Hmm.
So asking people to pray for him actually feels like it would be really good. And pray for a happy, speedy recovery and for him to feel good throughout because that helps. Like a lot of energy surrounding somebody, it really does help.
Yes, it does. I was picking up antioxidants and
Mhm.
vitamin C as well, just randomly, but not random, I suppose.
Yeah, that's great. Um, so Deb is feeling energies of people alive or not. I keep getting George Michael. I I believe he's still on the earth plane. So
Yeah, I feels
I
that
will
way.
say that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So um lots of crazy dreams. I had crazy dreams last night. People were kidnapped, then they got rid of the kidnapper. Then they couldn't figure out how to start the car to get out of the woods. Like it was just like crazy.
Oh, wow.
Um yeah. And I'm watching the whole thing from up above. So that was interesting.
Wow.
Um how can I heal lipomas? Trying to think what that is. Is that like a fatty cyst?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of proteolytic
Um,
enzymes are helpful to digest it,
hmm,
but emotions as
there you
well,
go.
depending on where it is on the body.
Yeah, look at where it is and then look up the emotion. Um, inflammation, if you've had that for a long time, I would deal with your past lives and your generational stuff, but also um moringa is really helpful. And remember, we're not doctors, so there's no big advice that we're giving here, but moringa has been really helpful for me. That the LifeWave patches have been really helpful
Hmm.
when it comes to that. And just working with your lymphatic system too is important.
Massive.
But what would you say for that?
And was that one, I missed the question you were working on. Is it just
So,
the
Kirsten is asking, her body's been dealing with inflammation for a really
oh,
long
that's right.
time.
Inflammation.
Yeah.
Yeah, making sure you're able to sweat and detox any built up stuck stuff and um, turmeric and curcumin are really helpful for that as well. That came to mind. Um, yeah, just overall clearing all the cells to help them be healthier, then they won't feel so stressed out. That's the biggest thing. So, um, trying to think of what else is coming to mind. Yeah, I'm getting lots
Yeah,
of different
turmeric
things
stuff.
at once. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Turmeric's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, go ahead.
I was gonna say you could sprinkle it on your food too. You can get organic turmeric powder
Mhm.
and sprinkle it on there. It doesn't really change the taste a whole lot at all. So,
No, you do need black pepper to make it like work better to
mm-hmm.
get into your system. So
Yeah.
you may want to add that too. Layla is asking, has anyone put black magic on her? I don't get that there's black magic. I get you have a shadow that you're avoiding. So
Yeah.
they are hassling you, and it's important that they get the forgiveness that they're asking for and they get to be reintegrated. Yep.
It can feel really weird when they're coming back. I've noticed a lot of interesting energies. I'm like, oh, that's what that is.
Hmm. Yeah. So is flying in a plane kind of like teleporting? Yeah. Like I was in a plane Monday and I was thinking, what is this really? Because a lot of what we see and do is kind of our own illusion that we're creating. So it definitely was kind of bizarre and it didn't really feel that real anymore. It just doesn't feel that real. And the people didn't feel very real either. I've noticed that a lot of people are more like archetypes,
Hmm.
you know? So you have these archetypes walking around in your vision, the people you're paying attention to. So,
It's so
yeah.
bizarre.
Hmm. Yeah. So there are certain things I won't talk about on here on YouTube.
Hmm.
Sunshine, sorry. And
Yeah.
those have stopped. Like if that's happening, it's very, very rare, small occurrence, but I'm not gonna address that directly. Um, so Marsha's having a hard time manifesting things over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, there's something
It has to do with all the flipping.
that makes sense.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it feels like there's like a blockage on the left side, and maybe that's what's getting stuck in the flipping.
Yeah, you may have a feminine aspect that needs to be healed.
Mhm.
So check into that. And that's creative too, you
Mhm.
know. Um, so Kun Lee is feeling really tired after doing spiritual work. What can you do to manage your energy? Make sure you call all your energy back and make sure you're using universal energy and not just your energy to be doing your spiritual work.
Yes.
Because sometimes you're actually expending all this energy when it could be universal energy that you use instead.
Yeah, grounding, sunshine to help replenish just the physical
Hmm.
vessel.
Yep. Mojo's mama. Will I be happy living here in Yelm, or should I move out of state? Feels kind of up in the air to me.
Yeah.
Um,
The
Wait
area
until
feels
things
off.
settle down.
Hmm.
Yeah, Yelm feels a little funky, but
Yeah.
wait until things settle down a little bit so you can get a really good read on where you're going to go. And Yelm may transform itself too. You never know. So the Delantras has been having a lot of wrist pain and elbows and sometimes shoulders. So there's a past life going on there, parallel life, and it feels like it's kind of manifesting into kind of an arthritic thing a little bit. So I'd work on that maybe.
Yeah, I see it kind of
But
tying
what are you
a little
feeling?
bit. Oh yeah, I see it tying a little bit into the liver too, especially the right side. So I think it's all connected, but yeah, definitely what you're saying as well. So forgiveness is coming to mind because that ties to specifically into the liver and letting go of what you're saying too.
Yeah. So Shannon is talking about moving to Joshua Tree. And I get a yes on that. That feels good. And follow your own intuition. That's the most important thing. Um, there's some kind of transmuting you're going to be doing there.
Oh, fun.
So that's cool. Yeah. So Corbin wants to know, why is he the oddball? because in the family, it's because he's the one that's more aware. You're the older soul,
Mm. Yep,
you
exactly.
know? Yep. Oh, cool. So supernova. Yesterday I saw threads of gold in the garden from plant to plant. Was it the plant communication? Yes, it was.
Hmm.
Yep. I love that.
That's beautiful.
Hmm. So Inez wants to know, how can I support my parents best? My dad feels very depressive. I get him out in the sun if you can. There's a lot of things he's not letting go of, but
Hmm.
I don't really feel like he's going to let go of them either.
He doesn't feel like he
He
wants
doesn't
to.
he doesn't want to, yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. So Allie wants to know if her mom is gonna move to long-term care she wants soon. I get that there's gonna be a different one.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it's gonna be more, I mean, the first thing that popped in is it would be like a castle. So
Oh,
it'll be a place where she gets treated really well. So biting your nails usually means that there's a parasitic infection, or else you have a nervous system issue. So I work with those two things and then break any genetic I'm getting. So any genetic cords that have to do with what you're doing. Yeah. Let's see.
like I had all three of those as a kid when I
Okay.
would bite my nails.
Hmm. Yeah. So Cam is feeling stiff and in chronic pain. What could be causing that? There's a lot of stuff you're not releasing,
Hmm.
energetically, like emotionally. Feels like your upper back and your neck that you're not releasing things in. So look those emotions up that have to, like, you're holding on to things, feels like. Um, and then there's something else going on there too. Feels like maybe some heavy metal stuff.
Yeah,
So,
they like to sit in the joints.
yeah. Um, what is the best thing to do to help? Oh, so she's answering her question.
Oh,
Is Tom Petty still alive? I get no.
I get no as well.
Yeah, it feels like he was already working with good,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I feel like it was kind of natural, like something actually happened with his body.
Hmm.
So, yeah, cayenne pepper is really good too. Marcia just mentioned that for
Yes,
inflammation. It's good for your veins.
definitely.
Hmm.
Ginger too. Ginger's amazing.
Yeah, Donna's having migraines.
That's a big one.
Um, uh-huh. That
Well,
has to do with past life stuff or parallel life stuff, but also something going on with your neck.
okay,
So,
pituitary and hormones. I bet there's something blocking the pituitary path through the neck.
yeah, so maybe go see a masseuse or a chiropractor. Um, yeah. Vivian wants to know, is she supposed to get a colonoscopy? We're not doctors, so we can't say for sure what to do there, but I don't feel like there's anything terribly wrong within your body. So it's up to you what you want to do there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to either.
Mm-mm. No, thank you.
Nope.
Oh, that's amazing. So Deborah says, LifeWave patches have healed my COPD after 9 months. It's a miracle.
Wow, that's awesome.
That was so awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so Sunshine, I can't answer that question about the A stuff. I did kind of answer it. It will
Hmm.
stop.
Hmm.
Um, it's mostly stopped already. I would say there's only like 2% of what was happening.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Okay, so Sherry is caring for her grandchildren more often. Their parents aren't making great choices. Will they be living with me full time? I get no, but I feel like you know, parents are going to take a little time to actually get it together.
Hmm.
So,
For now, it feels like a yes.
yeah, they may temporarily. Um, is anyone dealing with extreme tiredness? Yes, I almost fell asleep sitting up today. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah, it's random and not usual.
yep. Okay, so Brenda wants to know if her X39 patches are working. I feel like she needs to put them in a different place. But she wants to know if she would benefit from using some of the other patches.
Not yet.
Yeah,
X39, the best placement. What do you think? It doesn't feel like it's one of the usual placements.
I'm getting belly button
Okay.
by the belly button.
Yeah. That one feels better. The back of the neck does not feel right at all to place it there.
Hmm.
So,
So kicking A um, is feeling stiff, sore, and wondering about the colon thing or mammograms. There's been some stuff that's come out about them that is
mhm,
not in the highest good. So,
agreed.
you know, really look at some of the research, I would say. I
Hmm.
personally do not get them.
Same. I've never and will not personally.
Mhm. Okay, so Cam is also itching and scratching until bleeding.
Ooh,
So, see, look up eczema and see if you've got it. And then you would want to deal with yeast. That's what I
definitely.
would say.
Yeast, yeah.
Hmm.
I have to say these questions I'm clearing for people subconsciously here, so things are
Yeah.
people.
So Emma, what should what should people look for in their pet's behavior that could be different right now? I've noticed my pets, their personality changes quite a bit, and
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of exchanging going on, soul exchanges, and um, like they get a little freaked out about things that normally they wouldn't. So they're kind of feeling the ascension process pretty deeply right now, I think.
yeah. My dog's been extra. When I adopted him, he wouldn't, verbally use his voice in any way. And now if he smells chicken in the kitchen, he'll just go sit in the kitchen and growl at it until I give him some chicken. And just weird human-like behaviors he's presenting recently.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really interesting. Um, so Robin, bipolar issues usually mean that somebody's really open and they're letting beings come in, like they're acting like a portal, kind of. So I would check into that energetically and see if it's possible to heal the energetic field. I don't know. It doesn't feel like he's very open. So
Hmm.
just see what you can do, um, and what's allowed as well. Like you can't go too far with energy healing with people who don't want to be healed.
Right. True.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Monica is getting back together after 2 years. And he is joining her
Wow.
in time. There were a lot of couples that like he just didn't quite match up for a long time, and people seem to be awakening more. So now it's easier as a couple. But
Hmm.
then some people have been in long breakups too, and that's been happening that finally that's done and the breakup is complete. So it really just depends. But I think a lot of people are becoming more aware, so they're ready to be back with their partner that maybe was pushing them a little more than they were ready for. Yeah. Um, so Kimmy's asking if the enhancement center can help her hubby's dementia. I get yes on that. And then there's a rotator cuff going on, torn one. I get yes on that too, actually. Feels very small tear. Like it's not a massive thing. So I'd look into healing that on your own if it's possible. Yeah, so kicking a lots of supplements, so they're still tired. It's a shadow. You have a shadow. So shadows need to be cleared. They're coming to the surface. I had one that I let the cat out and I knew there was a shadow standing outside the door, you know? So deal with your shadows. If you don't know how, ask your angels and your soul to deal with your shadows and start being really forgiving of yourself.
Hmm.
Yep.
It gets easier each time.
Hmm. So Cam is still asking about the intense scratching. It is a parallel as well, but it's also feels like yeast to me.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Might be a little delay in the
So,
questions.
yeah, maybe there is. So JV is asking, what is causing the major block to my communication with with his soul
I
or her
feel it.
soul?
I feel it.
Um, yeah, it's an idea.
Yeah, it's like right here.
Yeah, it's like a worthiness idea, um, that you're not worthy, that it's hard. Also, like you're assuming that it's a hard thing to do when actually it's easier than you think, and just practicing will start to bring it through. I mean, you can do the soul guidance course if you want on my website. That really helps people, but mostly it's an idea.
Yeah. It feels like there's, yeah, the pineal gland, it just needs to be reintegrated into the whole concept of being able to, and it'll feel a lot easier.
Hmm. Yeah, so the Kim things in the sky, um, the last time I asked about them, the ETs got upset because they're like, there's nothing wrong with them anymore, and we're using them to hide ourselves in. So a lot of that's going on, but I think that also there was some weather stuff happening. But honestly, the big weather that's happening right now is energetic. It's more energetic than it is any kind of weather um modification.
Yep. I can usually physically tell the difference. I'll get some pressure in my head when it was the negative ones that were happening, and I haven't had that in a long time. It's very, very few and far between now. And so, and they've definitely been, I've been seeing a lot of it. So,
Hmm. Yeah. So Inez, your late husband does support you in
yeah.
your new love life.
Hmm.
Leg pain has a lot to do with either a parallel or a magnesium problem.
Hmm. And I think within that parallel, there's something that you need to move forward within, just letting that
Mhm.
go, stepping into
Yeah,
that
kind of
space.
stuck. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. And Linda saw a ship, and yes, it was a ship. That's what I'm getting. So there's your confirmation.
Lots of those recent.
Um, yeah, I feel like I'm way behind in the questions here. Let's see.
I'm right there with you on the same ones, but it's like
Yeah.
a lag or something.
So Deborah said, and maybe these are her teenagers are barely getting through right now. They're so angry. You're doing, let them just, don't help them understand too much unless they ask. Give them some shows to watch that will help explain things like the new Star Trek is great. I'm totally loving that one.
Yeah.
Um, there's some other ones though, like Eureka is a great one, and it's not tremendously negative. Um, I loved Fringe, like you love, but also somebody always croaks at the beginning of the show, which I started to get annoyed by that, so I quit watching it. Star Trek, all those um what are those cartoon ones like the superhero movies and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
my
all
kids love
ton it's
those.
just tons of disclosure in those.
Yeah.
So just, say, listen, watch this movie if you have a question. It'll help you figure it
Hmm.
out. Watch them with them, you know.
Yep. I have
Um,
teenagers too, and they love the Avengers, and The Flash has a lot of truth in it. My daughter loves that one, and the other one, like they love all the Ryan Reynolds movies, and those have some good, truth to them as well, like The Atom Project and similar.
mhm. Yeah. Silo is really good too, but I feel like I wouldn't ask kids to watch that show. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
there's, yeah, it's too much. So I would maybe stick to sci-fi and superhero stuff and ask them to look for the disclosure, and that would help them. The Last Mimsy was great if they'll watch it. I don't know how old they are. That might be too little, like they might think that's too stupid. So, but it was a great movie. Um, so Joyce is having a problem with her chest. Feels like there's a lot of sorrow that hasn't been released.
Mhm.
Yeah, and your heart is trying to open and you're not really allowing it because the sorrow is like not being released. So ask your body to release that. And also if you have sorrow that you're aware of, consciously release it. Um, so Steph, her boyfriend, I'm not going to say what is going on with him, but he's having a lot of pain in his lower back and groin area. This feels like a parallel.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to.
Yeah. So, yeah. Um, Kimmy's asking, do you feel the person that she's with has a darkness and is holding him back or me?
Oh.
Well, they're definitely not releasing things properly, like
Hmm.
letting, they're not, being forgiving, letting things go. Um,
At this moment,
yeah, so that's important.
it's a
Yep.
disconnect. It's like a frequency mismatch energy, you know, when people
Hmm.
are stuck not releasing and you're trying to go, 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 it just doesn't fit together all
Yeah.
the time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Allie's been having rashes inside of her elbows. Is that a yeast? Yeah, it feels like it. I mean, a yeast or a fungal thing, one or the other.
Fungal feels really strong for sure. Maybe a little heavy
Mm.
metals with mixed in there too.
Yeah, I'd get a good um something that do something for the heavy metals and then get a really good strong cream. See if you can get rid of it. I like the colloidal silver gel for skin. That seems to work really well. I have like a glare in my face. Um, Rayleigh wants to know if her Yorkie is still around her, even though it was passed. Yes,
Yeah.
keeping an eye on you, not constant, but yeah.
Yeah, mine passed in 2018 and she pops in often. So,
Hmm. Vivian wants to know if moving to the Outer Banks is good for her and the dogs. I get yes.
hmm,
Hmm. Brenda wants to know, should I stay in California? I get, yeah, definitely for right now. Yeah, the animals seem to be kind of affected right now. Um, Somebody's cat is running a fever.
wow.
Yeah, salmon is good. Meats, like instead of like chicken soup, just maybe just give them chicken, that kind of thing. But basically they're processing too.
And for us too, a lot of times they're taking on our stuff. So giving them lots of support is helpful.
Yeah. Penny Ray says her fiance has been struggling with alcoholism. Um, he's just relapsed into it. Yeah, he's got a parallel where he's not, you know, doing that well either, and that's what is bringing it back. Garlic is good for parasites, but I wouldn't, I would just eat it regularly, but not think that it's going to be the thing that actually gets rid of all of them. Yeah. Um, I've got a, it's like the chat just stopped too.
And I
Okay.
was I lost where you were and I was trying to catch up. Um,
Yeah, I went back up, so I'm gonna go from the bottom up. Um,
okay.
so Ben, I seem to have silent guides, but they communicate a lot with synchronicities. Yeah,
All the time.
yes. So he's actually answering a question for somebody. Are people that are living on the East Coast in any form of danger from Marcia? Now, I don't get that. The biggest thing that I was seeing is that Florida may become more and more soggy, and people may move out of Florida eventually because it's getting too saturated, but I didn't see any kind of emergency. Yeah, a lot of people are asking about moving. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, I would, unless you know that it's a great idea,
Yeah.
I would take your time with that right now because a lot of things are shifting.
Yeah.
So,
Not no
yeah.
big decisions for most I'm seeing too, but some, yes, are ready.
hmm So if you believe someone in your life has had a walk-in, they probably did.
Yeah, it
And
feels good.
remember that the human consciousness is still there. So you will see some personality changing and maybe a softening, but it's not going to be a total flip of personality. Um, so if you're wondering what kind of thing you're going to be doing with a project, what's your passion?
Hmm.
Your passion is your project. So whatever you feel really good about. So Margarita wants to know if her son will get called back to his job. Um, I get no, actually.
Something
Something
better.
better is in store for him.
Yep, agreed.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm not going to answer any more do I move questions because I think it's not the right time to just move unless you're really sure about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Um, a, a lot of digestive issues are happening right now. And I think that's
Yes.
because we've changed into the crystalline body and we're having to reorganize our digestion.
Yeah, people have been purging, or
Mhm.
yeah, just doing different support for digestion. And yeah, it's been kind of hit or miss with a lot of my clients and myself, and my kids are even like, Mom, this is happening. I'm like, oh yeah, you don't usually deal with that. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, so state of bliss, your mother is visiting you. She loves you is the biggest message. Um, and I get like sorry about the misunderstandings.
Mm,
So maybe there was something you guys weren't agreeing about. So non-healing skin wounds, that could be you don't have the right nutrients in your body, or it
mhm.
could mean parasitic thing.
Yeah.
So it can be one or the other. Um, it feels like also there's could be a parallel life involved there where there was a wound and you haven't healed that lifetime.
Yeah, because I got the word unresolved, so that would fit with that for sure.
hmm Yeah. Um, so Charmaine's feet and ankles are swollen. Your salts are off.
Mhm.
So you'll want to get some sea salt
Support
or get
kidneys. Yeah.
electrolytes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Those will all support kidneys too. Yeah, that's where all our kidney points are.
hmm Your mission in life, you guys, is to take really good care of yourself and be happy and to raise your vibration. Somebody's asking about that. And then follow your passion. Follow what's fun for you. And when you do that, it changes your vibration and you can share it with people, and then it will also change theirs. So we're going to be doing a lot of different stuff, but don't feel obligated to a certain thing.
And it's going to grow and change with time too. We're all expanding constantly. So allow it just to be what it
hmm
is in that moment.
Yeah. So Sherry's asking about seizures, her
Mhm.
son. And like I said, we're not doctors, but I would check into teeth, parallel lives, and heavy metals.
Big time.
Yeah, that one came in right away.
And then something else,
Um,
right and left hemisphere too of the mind. So that came in at the last second.
yeah, and that can be a parasitic thing too. Um, they call them plaques in the brain, but they're not really plaques. They're really something else. Yeah.
Very true.
Yep. And I would definitely watch the detox video. I'll probably put it out on Friday on Rumble. So you want to watch that. And I'd follow me there because Amelia and I had a lot of things that we talked about in that video today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, so somebody had a 33-year-old stepdaughter and a 4-year-old that drowned in a pond recently because their car went in there. That was
Mm-hmm.
in their soul contract. Um, they are fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're totally at peace. Yeah, so they're probably going to come back in a different way that's a little easier for them. Okay. So what is Margarita's lesson with her religious son?
Oh,
Tolerance, tolerance, just letting him do what he's doing, not worrying about it.
it's gonna come back around in the way that it's meant
Mm-hmm.
to.
Yep. So do you want to see where Brenda's son Jeremy would put the X39 patch?
Yes. Yes. Feels pretty strong, like an 8 out of 10. Good. To wear maybe 5 days a week to start.
Mm, yeah, that feels more like in the regular places that they say in the directions to me. Like it
Mm-hmm.
might be good at the top of his spine. I
Yeah.
also kept seeing a leg too.
Hmm. Maybe as a
So maybe
stomach
alternating
point.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good points that you can put it on.
Yep. There is no reincarnation loop running anymore. That's done. That ended in 2021. Yep. Gifts are coming in, you guys. Like, really, if you're really interested in what's going on with yourself, take some time in the morning and tap into it and figure out a little routine for yourself so you can continually help yourself get better. And if you have a lot of limiting beliefs, I do the Journey to You program, which helps you with all of them in all the areas. And that gives you a routine as well as a chat and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really time for self work right now. It's time to work on the inside of you because the inside of you is what creates the outside of your world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so Elisa wants to know, or Alyssa, will I have more children? I get yes.
I felt that too.
Hmm. Is golden guy real? Golden guy. I get
Mm.
no. I don't know
Yeah,
who that
I
is
get to
though.
know as well. I don't know who that is.
Um, so dark spots are they have to do with hormone issues. Yeah, and Magina, your partner, I feel like he's being kind of distant because he's trying to figure out what to do. Like he's really confused by the world right now. Okay, so Kathy's asking about Parkinson's for her husband
There's a,
and
there's a lot of brain
the
stuff
back
going on,
problem.
isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, there are some parallels that are not resolved because I feel like there's actually a lot of healing that is done, but the emotional part of it's not done. So ask your angels and guides to go and deal with that for you on all levels. Yeah. So a lot of people are going to have love relationships coming in um, as things settle down and soul family relationships and all
Yes.
that is kind of really coming together. Yeah.
I've been feeling that for quite some time. Yep, it's all swirling together. And
Hmm.
and honey, I apologize. I have to go pick up kiddos. So I'm
Okay.
gonna sneak
Yeah, I
off.
need to go too. No. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys, and we will try and be back soon. I am going to be traveling. So, anyway, Amelia, have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Great to talk to
Thanks,
you all.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.